Hello, this is Flaming Cacti, and welcome back to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, Episode 5. In the previous episode, we set up our distillery and our food factory. In the episode before that, we set up our farms. But in today's episode, we're going to be setting up our fabric factory and our clothing factory, somewhere in here. Now, I am going to take this a slightly different direction than I was originally intending. I did some tests, and I didn't like how this ended up working, because what I ended up doing was I had a fabric factory here, I had a clothes factory here, I had another distillery there, and then I had a warehouse there, and I had a forklift garage there. And I ended up putting in a second forklift garage somewhere in there. And essentially the forklifts are physical vehicles and they can only carry so much. And it's not very much. So to have forklifts picking up grain from there and then manually moving it to the factory over here just wasn't fast enough. So I scrapped that recording, reloaded my save, and we're gonna try this again. And what we need to do this time is we need to make sure that any factory that is going to be using crops is going to be directly connected to the grain storage. If they're not directly connected to the grain storage, it will be too slow to have the forklifts move the grain, because the grain is just such a high volume resource that you need lots and lots of, and the forklifts don't carry that much. I mean, it works, but it doesn't work good enough. So let's fix it. Alright, let's start the mission. Clothing industry. Set up a clothing industry so that we don't have to import clothes from other countries. Alright. Says, greetings comrade, I'm Denya Orlova, a skilled seamstress in the Soviet Republic. I'll be your guide in industrialization of clothing production, where efficiency and precision lead the way to outfitting our people in style and comfort. Fabric factory is where crops and chemicals are processed into high-quality fabrics, providing the essential materials for clothing our citizens in the Soviet Republic with efficiency and precision. Okay, so we need to put down a fabric factory, and wherever we put this, I want to make sure it's going to be able to connect with the crop storage. Now, the downside is going to be I won't have forklifts be able to automatically, with the distillery and the food factory, if I put a fabric factory in there, I'm not going to have it connect to those. But if I put the food factory in there, fabric factory, then what's going to happen is I won't be able to use these factory connection points to connect up with a warehouse, but that's okay because the products of it are going to be much less bulky than the crop input. So I'm okay transporting the output products by truck if I have to, as long as I don't have to transport the crops by truck. So let's get this in there. Oh, holy cow, I can really squeeze that in there, can't I? Let's do that. That's kind of cool. Let's make sure it connects up. Yep, that'll do. I'll tell that to build. I like that spot. And let's put in a road. Yeah, we'll just bring it straight down, I guess. That'll do fine. Make it gravel. Well, if I make it asphalt, then it's going to have better walking speed. So let's make it asphalt, I guess. And we'll fast forward with this build. And let's also put in some pedestrian pathways as well. So what you can do is put a pathway going something like that. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, what's this say? Clothes factory efficiently turns fabric from the clothes. Sorry, I keep messing up clothes and fabric. The clothes factory efficiently turns fabric from the fabric factory into stylish garments, providing our citizens in the Soviet Republic with comfortable clothing, all with an eye on progress and efficiency. I don't know about stylish, so consider building the clothes factory in close proximity, so that way you can make use of the factory connection, and then the produced fabrics can flow directly from one to the other. Yep, that's what I was just talking about. You could even put a warehouse in between, and that'll work as well. But you can't put two warehouses in between because the warehouse isn't going to automatically send to that warehouse. Like the fabric factory tries to push the fabric, and the clothes factory tries to pull the fabric. So the fabric factory pushes the fabric to the warehouse, and the clothes factory tries to pull the clothes from this warehouse, but there's nothing influencing that warehouse sending to that warehouse. It only goes one step. Now you can make that work if you have forklifts in there, and you can use forklifts by going to general cargo and then putting down a forklift garage. And that works kind of like a distribution office, but they only hold so much, so it's not the best option. Alright, so let's get down a clothing factory. Kind of nice. I'll do that. I'll pause it. You were letting me a minute ago. Sorry, it's not letting me build the road connection that I want. So let's try that again. I have to let the time play for a minute because I didn't set it to pause before placing it down originally. Do that, then we'll get rid of that and we'll replace it with this factory connection. Even put down a second clothes factory in there too. And I know that at maximum production, the fabric factory can supply fabric for 2 clothing factories worth. So maybe we should do that. Yeah, that'll be good. Let's do that, and then we'll connect these up with some footpaths where we can. And that should be good. I think I'll actually get rid of that portion and replace it with something that comes more straight across, like that. I just think it looks a little better. They'll still, you know, walk along the road if needed. So they'll be okay, the pedestrians. Alright, now we have 2 clothing factories. Turn down the speed a little bit. Excellent work, comrade. Our next objective is clear. Produce a specific amount of clothes in the clothes factory. With the efficiency of industrialization on our side, let us strive to meet this goal and ensure our citizens are well clothed. Your dedication to the mission will be a testament to the progress of the Soviet Republic. Let's go to work and achieve this milestone together. Okay. So we just need to let the time play a little bit, essentially. But I'm wondering about putting in warehouse. Because if I put down a warehouse there, I kind of like the way that stylistically looks. Because it feels like it would, like we could have a railroad paralleling the highway. We have enough space all along there, so if we maintain kind of a right-of-way, I've already kind of fouled it with that, but we can always destroy that and put it down somewhere else need be. It's not that expensive. That's a road vehicle depot? Yes. So let's put down a warehouse somewhere. Oh, right, we need to buy chemicals. Not store or export food. I wonder if my settings over here are how I want them. They're not. So I'm okay with you keeping meat full, that's a-okay. But when it comes to how much food and clothes to store and electronics, we don't need very much electronics. Maybe like 10% electronics and... sorry, that alarm is really annoying. That's the fire station or something. So, okay, so 10% electronics and 50 food, 40 clothes. Can do less clothes. Maybe 15 clothes and then 75% food. That should work well. Yeah. Yeah, okay. We'll do that. And we'll turn down how much alcohol we automatically buy. Only if we're out. So what we need, chemicals. So we'll automatically buy some chemicals for that. And what else? So we need to put down a warehouse somewhere. Let's align this to the grid. Maybe something like that. Kind of like that better, where the road access is not on the highway. Yeah, let's do that. Put down a road. And we could even put down a road cargo station, potentially. That looks a little funky, but I think it would work. Then we're kind of fouling the right-of-way with the railroad. Off the wireframe. See what that does. That's not bad. I don't think we really need it though, do we? It only has one load unload spot otherwise, so it might be beneficial too. But I'm hesitant. I think I'll hold off for now. But let's actually put down some train stuff. Not that we're doing trains at the moment, but we will eventually, so. I don't really want this built though. Just want to kind of reserve the space. So something like that will do. Yeah, that gets the point across. Because if I put down a road cargo station, I'm not going to be able to get a train in. Actually, I might be able to, but it might be too close to that intersection as well. I definitely do want to allow myself the option to have trains later on. Now I could have the railroad be on the other side, and then just have the railroad cut across the highway. That feels a bit like I should be grade separating that, and what I mean is like having the rail fly over or something. I wish this road cargo station was both bigger and smaller at the same time. Oh, let me get this in, and I'll pause it. So even though this isn't going to give us the space to... Oh, I did not mean to build that with dollars. Even though this is not going to give us the space to put in a railroad right next to it, I think it'll still be worthwhile to have a road cargo station. This is going to be a bigger one too, because what that means is we can use trucks more efficiently. And trains are expensive, and I don't know when I'm gonna do trains, and we'll do them eventually, but maybe we'll just have to do a flyover when we have to do a railroad crossing across the highway. Or we could keep it at grade level and just make trucks stop, because it's not like it's going to be that much traffic on the roads necessarily. Either way, it's not something we have to worry about right now. And now it's too close to an intersection. Oh boy. Well, we'll fix that when the time comes, I guess. Or we could just have that, like, out there thing. Or maybe... Yeah, don't worry about it right now. Worry about it later. How are we doing on fabric and clothes? People are working, that's good. Let's see, can we do like a walking path that comes above and over there, maybe? Let's see, pedestrian... overpass. So let's see. Something like that, and then that. Angle of connection too sharp. Okay, so those are not lined up close enough for it to be happy with it. Got it. Don't really need one though. Let's just fast forward this and let this mission complete. I just noticed something I should have been doing instead. So, when it comes to the food going to the warehouse or the shopping center and the clothes going to the shopping center, what I really should be doing is sending them to this warehouse right there, and not directly to the shopping center. You only need to hold food and clothes. 75 tons of food and 25 tons of clothes. There should be plenty. Probably even do maybe 90-10. Maybe 85-15. That should be fine. That's good. Okay, so let's see. Where are the trucks? So instead of going to the shopping center to unload, I want you to go to the warehouse and unload. Wait until unloaded. Food. There comes the truck. Goes. Great. Alright, so let's get a truck going that will take the clothes from the warehouse and send them to the other warehouse. So we want a covered hull. One of them. We're gonna tell him to... No, we don't want... Sorry. The road cargo station. I put it there for a reason. Wait until loaded on clothing. And then unload, wait until unloaded on clothing. Because clothes very well could be a major export of this place. Potentially alcohol too. Yeah, we probably could, because these trucks just sit there. And you're still mostly full of alcohol, and my distillery isn't running because it's full up on alcohol. So let's get another covered hull. And this guy will... I'm gonna load, wait until loaded, get alcohol, and then bring it over there to the road cargo station, wait until loaded, and unload alcohol. Okay. So I just set that up. Okay, so now we can launch that vehicle, and he will begin. He will begin to pick up from the distillery and unload at the cargo station. Alright, so Danya Orlova is back with us again, and she says, "Excellent job, comrade. Meeting the clothing production objective was a remarkable achievement. Our citizens are now well clothed and ready for the future. Your efforts have set the stage for potential export opportunities, showcasing the strength of the Soviet Republic. Let's continue our progress together." Great, we finished the mission. And we're a little bit under 30 minutes for the episode. That's good. You know, I want to try to keep this under 30 minutes today. So I'm gonna cut it here. Let's recap what we did real quick. We discussed why the forklift setup previously wasn't working, and why it's better to have things directly connected whenever possible. We then built a fabric factory, and we connected two clothing factories to it, and those clothing factories are connected to this warehouse, connected to this road cargo station, and we also have a truck that brings food to the road cargo, or brings alcohol to the road cargo station. Maybe we'll add one for food, because that seems to be able to have excess over there, so that way we can start stockpiling some things for export. But anyways, that is all for today. I will meet you again in the next episode, episode 6, where we will do whatever this goods mission is. I don't know. Let's find out together tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today, and have a good one.